so eye-opening. So just eye-opening. Like, why did I not see this before? Why 5 years later, when you realize that you should have seen something, it should have been apparent. It should have been just when we find information that we lacked not too long ago, but maybe even a couple years ago, we lacked information that if we would have had, I would have been thinking about things totally differently, and it would have made my life better, improved everybody's lives around me, and you just finally hear it, and it's like, whoa. It was so simple. But it's like, it was so simple. So simple, but it feels like sometimes you've been desensitized, deprogrammed to just feel basic, simple, normal feelings and think basic, simple, normal things. Well, that's why I'm glad to have you here to hopefully when you get off, when you're done watching this video, you can say, wow, now I can look at this with that little piece of information that I got. It's going to help me improve the lives of those around me. It's going to even adjust my mind to where when I'm thinking about certain things, I'm not stuck in this multimedia pattern algorithm that I've entrapped myself into by little bits and pieces that didn't really line up with just simplicity and normalcy, which I used to have a long time ago, before the land of fairies and trolls and before COVID. You know? So hopefully you guys appreciate this message, and yeah, it's going to be good. Phew. Modi. India's PM. But man, when you get an outlook or a picture drawn from somebody in another country who you're not really acquainted with, you don't know a lot about. You didn't know a lot about Modi until, and Jay Shankar or anybody in India until recently. But now they're coming out as this global peacemaker. They're like a refreshing to the world on really common sense and dignity and all these things patched up into one. And he has just been interviewed by Lex Friedman, and Lex is an amazing journalist. Amazing. What he says right here was worth the 3.5 hours that I watched. What he said right here was worth the 3.5 hours that I watched of the interview when he was talking about global war. What's going on? How can we stop it? And this man's just simplicity and basic knowledge of history and current events. The way he ties this in here is just, after I heard Modi speak on this, it was like, why didn't everybody just think of that? Yeah, like, why isn't this the mindset of the world? If it was, things would be going over so much better. So much better. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I ask that you like, subscribe, and please click that notification bell if you feel led, so that you can get more information in when we get the information out. Grab yourselves a drink, ginger, not alcoholic, but grab yourselves a drink and let's hear what he has to say. The world is worried about a brewing global war. Tensions between China and the United States, in Ukraine, Russia, in Europe, in Israel, in the Middle East. What can you say about how we, in the 21st century, can avoid a global war? Avoid escalation towards more conflict, more war. Look, COVID exposed the limitations of every nation. No matter how much we consider ourselves as a great nation, no matter how progressive we think we are, or how scientifically advanced we believe we've become, everyone has their own way of looking at things. In the end, we all find ourselves on the same ground. Every country in the world faced this reality. At that time, it felt like the world would learn from it, that we would move toward a more unified world. Just a geopolitical order emerged after World War II. You know, just that alone, I'm not going to be budging in here too often, but just that alone, 100% NC on that. When COVID happened, you would think that the world would have gotten together and said, look, man, we could all, this could be it. If it was even worse, we thought the worst of the worst. A lot of people thought the worst of the worst with this thing. And think that the world would have just come together and said, man, we are fragile. We're going to need each other on this. Sooner or later, we're going to have to look to somebody else to help us out of this mess. Sorry for budging in. Just as a geopolitical order emerged after World War II, many thought something similar would happen post-COVID. But unfortunately, instead of moving toward peace, the world became even more fragmented, ushering in a period of uncertainty. And the wars have only made it worse. I believe that modern wars are no longer just about resources or interests. Today, I see so many kinds of conflicts happening. Physical battles often get discussed. Struggles are happening in every domain. International organizations that were once powerful have become almost irrelevant. No real reforms are happening. Institutions like the UN are failing to fulfill their roles. People who disregard international laws and rules continue to act freely, and no one can stop them. In such situations, the prudent choice for everyone is to let go of the conflict, move toward cooperation. And a development-driven approach is the way forward. Expansion will not work. As I've said before, the world is interdependent and interconnected. Every nation needs one another. No one can stand alone. And from all the different forums I attend, one thing is clear. Everyone is deeply worried about these conflicts. We can only hope that peace is restored very soon. So as he sees an opportunity missed, he sees COVID-19 as an opportunity missed where the world was coming together, and India was sending COVID vaccinations to everyone. They were really just a big front runner in this. I don't even understand if the world knows how much of a role India played. As he saw that COVID-19, that moment in time, world is coming together and trying to help each other out, and we could have done a much better job. I know a lot of American families and families around the world were thinking about their hometowns first, their people first. I get it. It opened my eyes, like maybe I should have seen this too. Maybe we all should have seen it, to where this is a moment where the world can find peace. Right now is the time that we all need to find peace. And we create this mess, a huge mess, at this moment in time where it should have been a time to reflect on what just happened, what the world just went through, and it can happen again. So we're going to need one another, but instead we're throwing bombs. It just gives us a totally different outlook. He gave me a totally different outlook. I don't know about you, but I would like to see peace around the world. I mean, that's our goal. That's my goal here, to see peace around the world and to see people to come to Christ. That's my goal. I mean, I think everybody is responsible for the world peace in some way. I don't think everybody's going to pick up the mantle, and everybody's not that responsible. I mean, sometimes I'm not, sometimes you're not. Let's admit it. But I think that his idea and his view on this, to where it makes us look back to a time where we missed, to where if that time presents itself to us again, which we're even in a better position now to make peace than we were. So I think that the world needs to start looking towards that in every way, shape, and form that we can. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about this message out there. God bless you. I want to thank you so much from the bottom of our heart for watching us. We ask that you like and subscribe and become part of the Speak and See family. And you just have a blessed day, blessed rest of your week, and God is good. One love. Let's make this world a better place. Hey.